You're listening to WUMD College Radio, and this is We Are Underused.
We're live, ladies and gentlemen. This is We Are Underused. I'm your host, Tyler.
And I'm Jared, and our third co-host, Ron. He, once again, he had a little bit of an accident, and he's not able to come in. He was hanging up Halloween decorations. He loves spreading joy to all the children in his neighborhood. He was hanging up some cobwebs. Took a little bit of a spill off the ladder. So we told him, it's alright, you don't have to come in today.
Yeah, he deserves a rest. We did end up hanging out with him at the end of, after our show last week. Jared made amends, so everything's good. And hopefully he can make it in next week, I think.
He'll be here.
He'll be here next week.
This is getting a little crazy. This is episode 6. He's come one time and he missed the whole show.
So this is our Halloween episode, and if you can't hear in the background, we're brewing some potions right now.
And we're going to be playing some spooky sounding songs, some songs about ghosts, all that stuff. Hopefully you like it. I got so excited to start the show. You might have heard first few seconds of the first song after the intro ended. I was not looking at my computer, so I didn't stop the song. So if you heard it, congrats, you're gonna hear it again. Halloween, it's been not always the kindest to us.
No, we've had some pretty bad past experiences with Halloween,
but we've also had a couple good ones. The best one was in 5th grade, I think.
Yep.
And I was dressed as a nerd and kind of just looked like I look now.
Yeah,
so
true. And I was dressed as a lady.
Also, kind of just a little similar.
Yeah, I was in a dress. I borrowed my sister's dress, and Jared and I pretended to be a couple that day.
And to this day, we're still being mistaken for a couple on a daily basis.
Everywhere we go.
I think some people think we're brothers too. But
yeah,
just buds.
Yeah. And we're underused today. So
and we're gonna play one of our buds, the Talking Heads, to start off. This is their song "Psycho Killer."
And we're back.
You just heard "Psycho Killer" by the Talking Heads, "Tough Ghost" by the Unicorns, "Last Night's Fake Blood" by Miniature Tigers, "It's Spooky" by Daniel Johnston and Jad Fair, and "Pine Box Derby" by Beat Happening. Alright.
Alright. So, so far so good.
What? Nothing.
I
was watching Eddie Murphy stand-up special last night. I was just thinking about it.
Alright, yeah. Well, he's pretty funny.
Speaking of special, we got a special segment.
We do? Well, first I'd like to share a little story, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I drove my hearse to substitute teaching today to the high school, parked in front of someone's house, because you gotta park on the side street. I don't have like a parking pass or anything. And I come back, leaving school, there's a note on my windshield, and it was just a real nasty letter from someone whose house that was. Not too happy I parked it in front of their house.
And if you'd like to write a nasty note of your own to either of us, you can always email weareunderusedradio@gmail.com, or message us on Facebook, send us an ask on Tumblr. Actually, I don't think we have that enabled.
I don't know.
I
wasn't too happy about that.
Yeah. It's last time I checked, we're in America. It's a free country.
Let people park where they want to park.
Yeah. But moving on, we got our special Halloween
Halloween segment. We started this segment last time. It is our Halloween movie suggestions.
Now, 2 weeks ago, we unofficially recommended Ernest Scared Stupid, and
we're still recommending that.
Yeah, last week really only did one suggestion. I suggested Poltergeist. Tyler's suggestion was invalid. It was not a good suggestion, so we're not going to count that. And unfortunately, this will be the last time we're able to recommend a movie before Halloween.
Well, a Halloween movie, that is.
Yeah, we can always start on our Christmas movie next week.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so unfortunately, you're only going to get 3 to possibly 4 if Tyler can redeem himself this week suggestions, but that's good enough. There's only a few days until Halloween, so you can watch all of them. And I would like to recommend it was actually a mini-series, but a Stephen King movie, and it was probably the scariest movie I had ever seen as a kid. It's not that scary as an adult, but a lot of good people in it. John Ritter, one of my favorites, is in it. Tim Curry as Pennywise.
I've never seen that movie.
It scared the daylights out of me when I was a kid. It was like 2 VHS tapes. I only watched the first one, and I couldn't sleep for about, now that I'm thinking about it, I still haven't got my sleep schedule back on track, so it's pretty much affected my whole life.
Wow. Well, yeah. Well, my movie this week that I want to recommend, it's a great horror film from 2006, starring one of my favorite actors and, I think one of the best actors of all time, Nicolas Cage. And this movie is The Wicker Man.
Oh, it's not a bad choice.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, that's actually a great film that everyone should watch.
Oh, really?
No! And moving on, unfortunately, not last night, but yesterday, we lost a legend, and Lou Reed passed away at age 71. And Lou Reed is very influential from his work with the Velvet Underground and his solo work. Brian Eno was once quoted as saying, "The first Velvet Underground record sold 30,000 copies in the first 5 years. I think everyone who bought one of those 30,000 copies started a band." And if you listen to any of the music that we play on this show, almost everyone can say that the Velvet Underground was responsible for them making music or had some sort of influence, or one of their influences was influenced by the Velvet Underground. So even though this is a Halloween show, I wanted to just play a couple of my favorite Lou Reed tracks. The first one is the title track from the album Street Hassle, and it's a long one. It's a suite of 3 songs, and then we're going to play a classic Velvet Underground song after that. So this is for Lou Reed, one of the legends of rock and roll. And we're back. You just heard Street Hassle by Lou Reed and Sunday Morning by the Velvet Underground. One of their best songs, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were commenting of that. It made sense that Lou Reed passed on a Sunday morning. People were thinking that was, I don't know, thinking it was like appropriate. It's one of his favorite songs, one of his most famous songs, one of my favorite songs by Velvet Underground. And gonna miss Lou Reed, but he's left a ton of great music and
big influence in the music world.
And Velvet Underground and Nico, one of my favorite albums, very special to me. White Light, White Heat is great. Loaded is great. All the Velvet Underground stuff is good. Transformer is probably his most famous solo work. My favorite is Street Hassle, which is the first time I played was the title track off that album. But, yeah. Now we're gonna move on to one of the
classic segments on our show. We Are Underused. It is the final play of the day,
and we're playing a special Halloween record. It's called...
Don't know.
You don't know? It's called Do They Know It's Halloween? And it was a charity song. And it was inspired by songs like Do They Know It's Christmas? And it was released in 2005. And it has a ton of famous rock and indie artists. And like its inspiration, all the proceeds for this song went to UNICEF. And it features Win Butler of Arcade Fire, Beck, David Cross, Nardwuar, Jenny Lewis and Blake Sennett of Relo Kiley, Rocky Erickson, Thurston Moore of Sonic Youth, Karen O of the AAS, Nick Thorburn and Jamie from Islands, and many more. We're going to be playing the radio edit, so some of the people you won't hear, but the full version is like probably twice as long as this. And it's a little bit staticky.
Yeah, once again, we're sorry about that static. They still haven't fixed that around here. It's kind of tearing up our souls. And we're back.
That was Do They Know It's Halloween? Featuring various artists. And again, we're sorry about the static there. It's not cool.
But, you can only apologize so many times for something before it becomes kind of meaningless.
That's true. And you can only wait so long for something to happen before you just gotta give up. And now we're gonna continue. This first song is by Jeffrey Lewis and the Junkyard.
And we're back.
You just heard Whistle Past the Graveyard by Jeffrey Lewis and the Junkyard, California Demise by the Olivia Tremor Control, About 1 Second of Williams Revolver by Niecy Gallons, but we had to move on because we were short on time, Ghost and Untitled by Neutral Milk Hotel.
Alright. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed all those Halloween songs today.
And those
just spooky
Lou Reed songs.
And really just everything we've ever done on the show. We hope you've enjoyed that.
And if you haven't, let us know why. And if we want to, we'll fix it.
Yeah, or if you haven't enjoyed it, just stop listening, really. I mean, why listen to something you don't enjoy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Alright, so now normally this time of day we would do my segment, Tyler's Challenge of the Day, but that is now, I am officially retiring that from the show, so that's now retired. Yeah. I just felt it wasn't like challenging enough, just, do something for a day, so I want to kind of extend it a little bit. And I don't have a theme song for this new segment yet, but I am working on it, and this is my new segment, Tyler's Challenge of the Week.
Okay.
So here we go. My challenge of the week is to face your greatest fear. Yeah, so you get all week to work on that. I know it's real scary sounding, and it is Halloween, so it might even be a little bit scarier, but there's a lot of things in life that bring out fear in you, make you feel fear, and you really should take the time to think about what's so scary about that. Why do you fear something? Because normally you might fear something, but there's really no real reason to be afraid of that other than, I don't know, really. You just kind of think it's scary in your mind, but really just put it all together. It's sometimes no real reason to be scared of things, but you don't do them because you feel afraid. But take time, sit back, think of what you're afraid of, and think of what you can do to conquer your fear and do something you're afraid of, and I guarantee you will feel better afterwards. And I know myself, I am more than likely going to be facing my greatest fear this week.
Death. Now, it's interesting, challenge of the day usually say if you can't do it tomorrow, or today, do it tomorrow, so I feel like it's kind of the same. And sad thing was, I felt so bad about last week, the computer crashing. I was going to let you play the song this week.
Great news, everybody. The challenge of the day is coming out of retirement next week.
Oh, great. Well, looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Finally play that theme song.
Yeah. Well, we hope you have a great Halloween and a safe Halloween. And eat lots of candy. And get your pants scared off, yeah. And that's our show, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for listening, and remember,
You can trick or treat at any age, but always check your candy for razor blades.
thank you, and enjoy an encore presentation of last week's episode.